My name is Sam, and I am a holiday lights enthusiast. Not the tacky, blow-up Santa on the roof kind, mind you. I'm talking about tasteful, meticulously planned, Clark Griswold-level displays. For me, the 6 weeks between Thanksgiving and New Year's are a sacred time. It's about bringing a little joy, a little light, during the darkest part of the year. I live in the estates at Oakhaven, a neighborhood so beige and uniform it could be a simulation. And presiding over this simulation is our Homeowners Association, led by its supreme leader, Carol Billington. If you imagine a woman whose face is in a permanent state of smelling something foul, and whose life's mission is to eradicate color and happiness, you've got Carol. Our first year here, I went all out. White, warm LED lights along the roofline, twinkling nets on the bushes, a tasteful, illuminated wreath on every window. It was classy. It was beautiful, and the neighborhood kids loved it. The first letter arrived on December 2nd. Violation notice. Case #HL221. Property, 45, Harvest Moon Drive. Owner, Sam. Last name. Date, December 1st. Nature of violation. CCNR 14.8.2. Exterior holiday decorations. Unauthorized illumination creating light pollution and a public nuisance. Display is excessive and not in keeping with the subdued aesthetic of the estates. Fine, $50 per day until removed. Signed, Carol Billington, President, Oakhaven HOA. I was baffled. Light pollution? From energy-efficient LEDs? I emailed Carol, politely asking for clarification. Had I missed a specific rule about the number of lights? Her response was a masterpiece of condescension. Mr. Last name, excessive, is a subjective term determined by the board. Your display is, subjectively, excessive. It attracts attention. We do not attract attention in Oakhaven. We blend. I took the lights down. I was new, and I didn't want trouble. But it felt like a tiny piece of my spirit went dark with them. The following October, a new memo was distributed to every household. It was titled Clarification of Holiday Decoration Guidelines. It was anything but clarifying. It was a declaration of war on cheer. Some highlights. 14.8.3. No illuminated decorations are permitted, with the exception of a single, non-flashing, white candle in each front-facing window. 14.8.4. No exterior power sources may be used for decorative purposes. 14.8.5. Decorations may only be displayed from December 24th to December 26th. They had effectively banned Christmas lights. In a neighborhood with children, I couldn't stay silent. I went to the next HOA meeting. The room was packed with angry parents and disappointed retirees. But Carol was a fortress of bureaucratic resolve. People, she said, holding up a hand for silence. This is about property values and energy conservation. It's about a uniform, dignified appearance. Your individual desire for spectacle does not outweigh the collective good. I stood up. Carol, with all due respect, nobody's property value is dropping because of a string of lights. This is about control. Her eyes narrowed. Mr. Last name, your history with displays tells me you are not a reliable judge of what is tasteful. This decision is final. That was it. The gauntlet had been thrown. I wasn't just going to break the rule. I was going to use it to dismantle her entire argument. That night, I did what any reasonable petty person would do. I dove headfirst into the Oakhaven HOA bylaws and covenants, conditions and restrictions, CC and RS. It was 120 pages of soul-crushing legalese. But I was on a mission. I read about fence heights, mailbox specifications, and the approved shade of taupe for shutters. And then I found it. Not a loophole about lights, but something even better. CCNR 22.1. Community amenities and donations. It stated, any resident may propose a donation of equipment or services for the betterment of common areas or community events. Such donations must be reviewed and accepted by a majority vote of the HOA board. A glorious, evil plan began to form. It was risky. It was absurd. It was perfect. I also kept reading, and just like in my predecessor's story, I started a file on Carol. Her no visible garbage can rule? Her cans were clearly visible from the street every Tuesday. The no commercial vehicles rule? Her husband's giant, logo-emblazoned plumbing van was often parked in their driveway overnight. I documented it all. My insurance policy. I knew the annual HOA meeting was scheduled for December 10th in the community clubhouse. The perfect venue. I went online and found exactly what I was looking for. A high-powered RGB laser projector. The kind used for small concerts and, you guessed it, holiday light shows. It could project swirling snowflakes, dancing reindeer, and happy holidays in 10-foot-tall letters onto the side of a building. And it was powered by a single, quiet, indoor electrical outlet. I drafted my formal donation letter. To the esteemed members of the Oak Haven HOA board, I, Sam, last name, of 45 Harvest Moon Drive, would like to formally donate a state-of-the-art holiday laser spectacular system to the association. This system will provide a beautiful, energy-efficient, and completely tasteful holiday display for our community events, such as the annual meeting. It requires no exterior wiring, creates no physical clutter, and aligns with the board's desire for a subdued aesthetic by projecting light directly onto surfaces, eliminating light pollution into the night sky. I believe this donation will greatly enhance our community spirit. Sincerely, Sam, last name. I sent it certified mail. The trap was set. A week later, I received a response. It was from Carol, but it was CC'd to the entire board. Mr. Last Name, the board has reviewed your generous offer. While we appreciate the gesture, we must decline. Projecting images onto the clubhouse falls under the guidelines of exterior illumination and would therefore violate our own policy. Regards, Carol Billington. I smiled. I had anticipated this. I hit reply all. Dear Carol and board members, I'm confused. The laser projector would be used inside the clubhouse for indoor community events. CCNR 14.8 specifically governs exterior decorations. There is no bylaw prohibiting indoor holiday displays. In fact, refusing a donation that would enhance an indoor community event seems contrary to the spirit of CCNR 22.1. I urge the board to reconsider. I have already purchased the unit and will bring it to the annual meeting for a demonstration. Best, Sam. The reply all was the key. It wasn't just me versus Carol anymore. Now the other 4 board members were looped in. I got 2 separate, private emails from board members saying, "It seems harmless, Sam," and "Let's just see it at the meeting." Carol was outmaneuvered. She had to allow it or she'd look like a tyrant. Her terse, one-word response, "Fine," was a symphony of suppressed rage. The night of the meeting, the clubhouse was packed. You could cut the tension with a candy cane. Carol sat at the head table, her jaw clenched. I sat in the back, next to my backpack. The meeting droned on budget reports, roof repairs, a discussion about pebble size for the community walking path. Finally, under new business, Carol gritted her teeth. Mr. Last Name, you have your demonstration. I walked to the front of the room. Thank you, Carol. As you know, the holidays are about joy and community. I just want to share a little of that. I pulled the laser projector from my bag, a small, innocuous black box, and plugged it into an outlet near the front wall. I aimed it at the large, white, blank wall behind Carol's head. I clicked the remote. The room went dark, and then the wall exploded with light. Giant, brilliant green and red snowflakes swirled across the surface. A majestic reindeer leaped over Carol's head. The projector's built-in speaker played a tinny but triumphant version of Carol of the Bells. The effect was instant magic. Kids in the audience gasped and pointed. Adults laughed, pulling out their phones to record. The wall was a kaleidoscope of color, a direct violation of the subdued aesthetic happening 6 inches behind the president's furious head. Carol shot up. Turn it off. This is a distraction. This is exactly the kind of nonsense I was talking about. I clicked the remote again, pausing the show. The room was bright now, every eye on us. A distraction from what, Carol? I asked calmly. From discussing why we can't have a single string of lights on our own homes. This is an indoor display, powered by an indoor outlet, for an indoor meeting. It's perfectly legal by your own rules. It just proves my point. A little light isn't a nuisance. It's a gift. Your rules aren't about property values. They're about your personal preference, enforced on everyone else. She was sputtering bright red. I will have you fined. I will have you. And while we're on the topic of rules, I said, my voice rising as I reached into my backpack. Let's talk about consistency. I held up a stack of photos. Here's your garbage can, visible from the street every Tuesday. Here's your husband's commercial van parked overnight. You fine Mr. Henderson for his faded flag, but your own fence is 3 inches over the height limit. You don't want a community that follows rules, Carol. You want a community that follows you. The room erupted. It was a mutiny. Other residents stood up, shouting their own grievances. The other board members looked at Carol, then at the angry crowd, and saw their political careers flashing before their eyes. Carol Billington resigned as HOA president that very night. She claimed it was for personal reasons, but we all knew the truth. The board, eager to regain favor, immediately motioned to form a committee to revise the holiday decoration rules. I was asked to be on the committee. The new rules, passed by a community-wide vote, are simple. Lights are allowed from Thanksgiving to New Year's. Be respectful of your neighbor's windows. Don't use strobes that could cause seizures. Basically, don't be a jerk. That December, Oak Haven was transformed. Houses twinkled with multicolored lights. Inflatables waved from yards. It was vibrant, joyful, and full of life. My display was bigger and brighter than ever. And on the wall of the community clubhouse, every night during the holidays, my donated laser projector puts on a show. It beams snowmen and happy holidays for everyone to see. The kids love it. As for Carol, she moved away the following spring. I heard she bought a house in a neighborhood with no HOA. I sometimes wonder if her new neighbors have holiday lights. And I hope, for her sake, that they are very, very subdued. But for us in Oak Haven, we're finally blending into a community that actually feels like home, where the only thing brighter than the holiday lights is the collective smile of our neighborhood. Justice, it turns out, is a very colorful thing.